The House will come to order. All members will take their seats. All guests, please clear the aisles. The clerk will unlock the machine and take the roll. Members will record their presence by pressing the green button. Has every member recorded their presence? Has every member recorded their presence? Clerk, lock the machine. We have 59 members present. There is a quorum. All rise for the invocation to be delivered by Chairman Azzanaro, who will also lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Chairman Azzanaro.
Thank you, Speaker. Gracious God, give us the ability to understand each other, respect each other, work with each other, and to do good to each other, so that we may take great pride in showing our compassion and mercy to those less fortunate. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there any objection to the approval of the journal of the previous day? Hearing none, so ordered. The next order of business is communications. Clerk, please read.
Representative Shelby Maldonado is unable to attend session today, Wednesday, January 3rd, 2018.
The next order of business, new business. Any new business out there? Representative Casimiro. Chairman Azzanaro with new business. Representative Lancia with new business. Any other new business? Announcements and introductions. Any announcements or introductions? Chairwoman Ruggiero.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request for adjournment, please.
Proceed.
I'd like to adjourn today in the memory of David Long of Jamestown. He has served many, many years on our town council. He passed away in early December at the age of 64. David had some lifelong complications with polio, but that never held him back. He was quite a musician, playing the piano, the ukulele, the guitar, and oftentimes he would serenade people at Trattoria Simpatico. He was a devoted husband to his wife Dana, and he leaves his two 15-year-old twins, Jesse and Sophie. So it's a big loss for the Jamestown community, and our thoughts and prayers are with his family and his many, many friends. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Chairwoman. We certainly will. Representative Johnston.
Request for adjournment, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Thank you. Tonight I would like to adjourn in the memory of my mother, who passed away at the age of 83 on December 26th. She was the mother of 6 of us. She brought up the entire family, did a hell of a job, and she'll be sadly remembered. Also, I like to adjourn in the memory of my brother. My mother passed away at 83. My brother passed away on December the 10th at the age of 56. He leaves behind his brother Kenny Jr., along with the rest of us, and so forth. He'll be sadly missed. And I'd also, and my mother left behind, several grandchildren, many nieces and nephews, and so forth. Also, I'd like to adjourn in the memory of my brother-in-law, David Boclair, who passed away September 7th at the age of 58. He was a member of the Pawtucket Fire Department for 28 years. He leaves behind his wife, my sister Lori, 2 daughters, and he'll be sadly missed. And on top of that, I would like to actually express my grateful thanks on behalf of the entire Johnston family and the Boclair family for all the kind sympathy cards we got, the emails, the phone calls, and everybody that was able to make it to the wake and or funeral. I'd like to express a grateful thanks on behalf of that. I know it was a tough time. It was kind of through the holiday season and so forth, and it was kind of a short notice, so I fully understand if certain people weren't able to make it. It was tough time of year. With my niece getting married the January the 6th, so it was kind of a difficult situation. So again, I thank everybody for all the condolences, and I would like to adjourn in my mother, my brother, and brother-in-law's memory. Thank you.
We certainly will, Representative, and I think you've been in all of our thoughts and prayers for the last several months. You've had a difficult year, and we all know that, and I know you've been in my thoughts, and I know you've been in a lot of your colleagues and your friends' thoughts, so we all stand together in difficult times, and I'm sorry that it's been such a tough year, and you'll remain in our thoughts and prayers. Representative McLaughlin.
Mr. Getting hung up here. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to submit a resolution in memory of Jonathan Partington, Judge Partington's son. He basically passed away at age 25 over the Christmas holidays. Just a tragedy for the family, and I would like to ask that the resolution be read. His grandfather was a safety director, John Partington. Okay, it's just so many tragedies over the holidays. So if this could be read, I'd certainly appreciate it. And please keep the family in your prayers.
Send it up, Representative. Thank you. Chairwoman Serpa.
Yes, new business, please, Speaker.
Chairwoman Serpa with new business. Any other new business? Chairwoman Ruggiero with new business. Representative Blazejewski with new business. Representative Nunes with new business. Representative Marshall with new business. Leader Shekar Chi with new business. Representative Ranglin Vassal with new business. Any other new business? Any other announcements or introductions? Representative Diaz.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request.
Proceed.
I join my colleagues, especially State Representative Anastasia Williams, to request the House of Representatives adjournment memory of Francis Cardozo. And Speaker, please, I want it to be read. Thank you.
Send it up, please. Representative McLaughlin moves House Resolution expressing deepest sympathy on the untimely passing of Jonathan Tedford Partington. That is seconded by Leader Leader Shekar Chi, Representative Ackerman, and Representative Malzakowski. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Representative Lancia, are you seconding also? Seconded by Representative Lancia also. Clerk, please read.
House resolution expressing deepest sympathy on the untimely passing of Jonathan Tedford Partington. Whereas no one can fathom why tragedy happens to those that are so innocent, so full of potential, and whose life has hardly begun. So it is with the deepest sadness this House has learned of the passing of Jonathan Tedford Partington. And whereas John was born in Woonsocket, the cherished son of Scott J. and Rebecca Tedford Partington, and the beloved brother of Emily May Partington. He was a devoted grandson of Peggy Jo and the late Toy Tedford, whom he had often visited at their home in Mississippi, and Helen and the late John Bully Partington, with whom John had shared a very special bond and had often toured together around town in the Little White Bug. And whereas a lifelong resident of the town of Cumberland, John had graduated from Cumberland High School, where he was a member of the Cumberland Clippers hockey team. The team, who had been winners of the 2008 Division II championship, had fondly nicknamed John Pontiac. Following high school, John earned a degree in sports and events management. And whereas, in addition to his family life and many friends, John loved the New England Patriots and the Celtics, and was definitely the most rabid LSU Tiger fan in New England. And whereas the promise and potential of John's life, the moments of laughter and love, the good times and the better times, will hopefully become the cherished memories, replacing the broken dreams of this life cut too short. Now, therefore, be it resolved, this House of Representatives of the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations hereby joins the family and the many friends of Jonathan Tedford Partington in grieving the loss of such a fine young man. And be it further resolved, the Secretary of State be and hereby is authorized and directed to transmit a duly certified copy of this resolution to Scott and Rebecca Tedford Partington and family.
Representative Diaz moves House Resolution expressing condolences on the passing of John Francis Cardozo. That is seconded by Representative Williams, Representative Perez, Representative Ranglin-Vassell, Representative Slater, Representative Barros, Representative Almeida. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, please read.
House resolution expressing condolences on the passing of John Francis Cardozo. Whereas John Francis Cardozo passed away on Saturday, December 23rd, 2017. He's the beloved husband of Sandra I. Cardozo. And whereas Mr. Cardozo, a lifelong resident of Providence, was born September 3rd, 1942, son of the late Paul M. and Isabel M. Cardozo and Josephine E. Cardozo. He was a graduate of the New England Institute of Anatomy in 1974. He later purchased Bell Funeral Incorporated, an endeavor he operated successfully for 36 years before his retirement in 2010. He devoted much of his life to funeral service and assisted countless families in their time of grief and immense compassion and peerless and courteous service. And whereas Mr. Cardozo was a member of the Otherbune Lodge, number 931, IBPOEW, Elks, and served as past exalted ruler, past grand exalted ruler, past state president, held several positions in the state association. And whereas Mr. Cardozo was a past worshipful manor of Celestial Lodge, number 2, FNAM, PHA, a 33rd degree Mason, a Shriner, and a past Grand Master. He had received numerous community awards in honor and recognition of his distinguished career of community service. He was also a member of the National Funeral Directors and Morticians Association and was a longtime member of the International Order of the Golden Rule. And whereas, besides his wife Sandra, Mr. Cardozo leaves behind his daughter Christine M. Cardozo and her mother Beverly A. Cardozo. He also leaves behind two brothers, Paul M. Cardozo Jr. and his wife Ernestine, and Benjamin Little and his wife Julianne Crane, a sister, Joan Fields, as well as numerous nieces, nephews, cousins, and many friends. Now, therefore, be it resolved, this House of Representatives of the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations hereby expresses its condolences to the Cardozo family on the passing of John Francis Cardozo. And be it further resolved, the Secretary of State be and hereby is authorized and directed to transmit a duly certified copy of this resolution to Mrs. Sandra I. Cardozo and family.
Thank you, Clerk. Representative Solomon with new business. I believe the Chairman Azanaro with new business. Representative Lancia with new business. Any other new business? Chairman Craven with new business. Representative Regenberg with new business. Any other new business? Any other new business? Chairwoman Ruggiero with new business. Any other new business? Representative Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Announcement.
Proceed.
I would like to share some history with my colleagues in the chamber with regards to Mr. John Francis Cardozo, who happened to be my dad's youngest brother. There are 3 boys. It was Paul being the eldest, my dad, Ben, and my uncle, John. As growing up, we don't think about death or losing a family member. It is not something that's on our mind. So to have one of the 3 musketeers decide that he was tired and it was time for him to leave was extremely devastating to not only his wife and other family members, but it was also to me, because you don't think about those things. But we all, at some point, have to go through that tunnel. I want to say that he was a great man, a great uncle, and a great brother to his brother Paul and Ben. He certainly is going to be greatly missed, because one of the things that we always teased each other was about eating. He loved to eat, but he was as fine as the best bottle of fine wine. He dressed all the time, and if Winnie Pooh was here, you know, those funeral directors have a particular demeanor about them, and he had that to the last letter of the word. But talk about a gentleman, he was a perfect gentleman, a player in his own right, a businessman, a best brother, a best uncle, and a best friend. I surely am going to miss my Uncle Johnny. Thank you.
Sorry for your loss, Representative. Well said. Sure, he would have been proud that you had some such nice words for him on his passing. Any other announcements or introductions? Leader Shekar Chi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With your permission, 5 announcements and 1 introduction.
Proceed on all.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, due to the impending snowstorm, the House session scheduled for tomorrow has been canceled. Please be safe. We'll see you all, God willing, on Tuesday, January 9th. Also, on that same day, January 9th, Jason Gammett will make his annual visit to the State House from the Ethics Commission to provide his training. That will take place at the Rise of the House in the House Lounge. If you are an attorney, you will be eligible to receive 1 CLE credit if you attend this session. Even if you're not an attorney, I recommend everybody attend this session. to help avoid problems that may arise in the future. Next Wednesday, January 10th, we will gather in for a very brief session at 4 p.m., and then we will participate in a members-only training session from 4:30 to 7 on the topics of sexual harassment, discrimination, and diversity. All members are strongly encouraged to attend. I know the speaker and I will both be present. Finally, the Rhode Island Small Business Economic Summit, which had been scheduled for Friday morning at Bryant University, has been postponed because of the impending snowstorm. It is being rescheduled for Tuesday, January 16th. Those are the official announcements. I have some birthday announcements to recognize once again the longest serving member of the House. Today is his actual birthday, my good friend Brian Patrick Kennedy. As well as tomorrow's session's been canceled, I'll do it prematurely. A great person, a friend, a colleague from the town of Bristol, Ken Marshall's birthday is tomorrow. And finally, on Friday, the freshman senator from East Providence, Representative Helder Cunha's birthday as well. So happy birthday to all my colleagues. I want it to be noted that in all my birthday announcements, I do not give the age. So please note that, Representative Kennedy. And finally, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to introduce a dear friend, someone who worked at the State House, a very fine young man who is be graduating this year at Columbia University. My good friend, your good friend, all of us good friends, Sam Ackerman, the son of Representative Mia Ackerman. Sam, welcome back to the House. It's great to see you.
Sam, nice to see you. Welcome back. Any other announcements? Representative Bennett.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can we go back to new business?
New business, Representative Bennett. Chairman McNamara with new business. Any other new business? Is there any objection to transmitting all matters on the clerk's desk to Her Excellency the Governor, the Honorable Senate, or the Secretary of State forthwith? Hearing none, so ordered. Leader Shekar Chi moves that the House adjourn in memory of Jonathan Tedford Partington, David Long, Maureen Johnston, Kenneth Johnson, David Boclair, and John Francis Cardozo. The motion is seconded by Leader Morgan. All those in favor, please stand for a moment of silence. The House stands adjourned.